Top 10 scariest women ever made. Gwyneth Paltrow. She's terrifying. What is it this time?
You're trash.
Huh. Deja vu.
Spider-Man 2 is, and you may want to be sitting down for this, the sequel to Spider-Man.
What?
It was released on June 30th, 2004, a whopping 2 days after I turned 5. This is widely considered to be the best live-action Spider-Man movie of all time, at least by people with good opinions.
Like me!
The movie follows the titular Spider-Man 2 as he fights a guy with 14 legs and loses his powers because he's upset that Maisie Jennifer is marrying some ugly army guy. Peter learns that he has to be a superhero even if that means never getting with the girl of his dreams, and boom, he gets his powers back. And he stops Dr. Octavius from creating the power of the sun in the palm of his hand. Also, he does get with the girl of his dreams by the end. Also, the train scene is amazing and one of the most iconic scenes in cinematic history. Just like the first movie, Spider-Man 2 received a tie-in game. There were several different versions of this game released across 9 platforms, and they're all pretty special in their own unique way. The PC release specifically was developed by the Fizz Factor and published by Activision. Released on June 28, 2004, a whopping 0 days after I turned 5. The Fizz Factor primarily worked on Nintendo DS games, including Night at the Museum, Battle of the Smithsonian, SpongeBob vs. the Big One Beach Party Cook-Off, The Tale of Despero, and their biggest hit to date, Charm Girls Club My Perfect Prom.
I've heard some really good stuff about the console versions of Spider-Man 2, the movie, the game. But why should I talk about a good game when I can talk about Spider-Man 2 for PC?
I have a bit of history with this game. Many moons ago I got it for my brother Mr. Jephthah for his birthday, and I remember at the time being able to tell it was a severe downgrade from the first one.
Well, let's give it a fair shot. Maybe I was just a dumb child with bad taste in video games. Okay, well that part's true.
The game opens with a truly epic intro sequence giving us a glimpse at all the epicness we're about to encounter. We see Spider-Man swinging, jumping, running, flipping, swinging again, jumping again, swinging again. Man, that Spider-Man can swing. Then we get to see some of the villains like Doc Ock, Mysterio, that's it. Then hyper-realistic Tobey Maguire punches the screen, that's pretty rude. The main menu looks pretty bare and lifeless. There's only 4 options here, including Start New Game, Options, Credits, and Exit Game. Guess we'll go ahead and exit the game. Thanks for watching. Okay, fine, we'll start a new game. A story cutscene shows Tobey Maguire and James Franco's creepy clones walking up to a big curtain. Then Alfred Molina walks in and puts on some robot arms. He shows off the power of the sun in the palm of his hand before it goes horribly wrong, because of course it does. He gets electricity zapped and Spider-Man exclaims,
Oh, man.
"Good reaction, Toby." Alright, looks like we're launching right into the action here, and oh, never mind. Instead, it's tutorial time with Bruce Campbell. He's actually a bit nicer in this game than he was in the first, although he does manage a snide remark every now and again.
Give it a whirl, impress your mom. Oh, that was great, yeah. Oh, and I don't say that to everyone who bought this game. Your mother and I are very proud.
This game primarily uses the arrow keys for movement and the mouse for most actions. There's an obnoxious crosshair in the middle of the screen, and when an action shows up, Spider-Man can do what the text says. There's also a brand new and definitely more realistic swing mechanic than the first game. Instead of Uncle Bob up in heaven holding Peter's webs, there's these floating spider webs in the sky Spidey can swing from. It's nice that they attempted to make swinging a more realistic mechanic, but it's still very basic. Jumping and double jumping is done with the right click. We can also web zip with the left click. There's also random QuickTime events that will appear throughout the game. We can attack when close to an enemy, which is also done with the left click.
Let's see you pummel them senseless. It'll be cool and funny.
Me when I'm at Denny's and I'm about to scream, "There's a bomb!" There's also this neat combo move where we jump and then kick, and Spider-Man jump kicks. Trust me, it's like the coolest move in a video game ever. And that's all for the tutorial. It's good that the game explained the controls, but I preferred the first game having a separate optional tutorial to make repeat playthroughs less tedious.
Because I'm definitely going to be playing this game more than once. The wink is sarcasm.
Now the story begins, and there's some unmarked gray vans that show up out of nowhere. Spider-Man fights off some generic-looking thugs, and the van takes off, leading to this tunnel being completely blocked off with vehicles. Spider-Man is easily able to jump over the vehicles, and oh, never mind. There's an invisible wall here, so Spider-Man has to climb to the top of the building.
What good video game would be complete without obvious invisible walls in the first level?
Spider-Man chases the van to the state of New York maximum security prison, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's insane to put a maximum security prison in the heart of New York City. That just seems like you're asking for trouble. And trouble we find. There's thugs everywhere and prisoners are escaping left and right. The cracks in the game continue to show as we see some truly terrible enemy AI. Somehow I got these prisoners and the police officers to run around the back of the building for literally no reason. And then the cops despawned. Your tax dollars at work. I feel like the developers worked super hard to make sure the game received an E rating. The enemies look like they just got game ended in Fortnite every time you defeat one, and their guns are super cartoonish. Suddenly the van sends an electric shockwave that opens the prison gate for some reason, and there's more enemies. After taking care of them, there's more prisoner thugs, and I'm starting to see a pattern here. Okay, those thugs are down, and oh no, it's the Rhino from the movie. Remember that part in the movie with the Rhino? No, not that movie. Okay, forget I said anything. In similar fashion to the first game, some extra villains were thrown in to increase the length of the game. After all, if this game was following the plot of the movie beat for beat, it would have 1,000% more relationship drama than most kids' attention spans could tolerate. Oh hey look, a stat screen for Rhino. I love stats. It looks like he's 6'5".
Same.
He's a professional criminal.
I think he delivers DoorDash on the weekends, though.
Place of birth unknown.
My headcanon is that he was born on the moon.
Can press 80 tons.
Same.
Education limited.
Same.
There's also very specific instructions on how to defeat Rhino. Looks like we gotta do some of this and then a bit of that. Very specific, thank you game. After landing a few punches, Rhino zooms down the street. The police put up this barricade thing to stop Rhino. Wait, how did they get this set up so fast? You guys can't keep Rhino contained in maximum security prison, but you can build a Rhino barricade trap in a couple minutes? And what if he ran the other way, like all those prisoners Spidey is letting escape?
Uh-oh, I better hurry.
Okay, new section of the boss fight, and it's very simple. We just gotta... Oh, the game showed me exactly what to do again. I'm spider sensing a pattern here. Rhino charges into the electric wall things and gets zapped, and Spidey punches him. Rhino escapes the force field and slams into a sign for this gas station, which falls and lands on the pumps, which ignites a huge fire and sends him flying away. Some mysterious robot arms grab him and carry him away. I wonder who that could be. Now we gotta stop the fire at the Toxico gas station. That's a little on the nose. That's like a cigarette brand called Cancer Sticks, or an energy drink called Heart Attack. There's some police standing around watching the flames and no firefighters in sight.
That was something else.
Your tax dollars at work. Fine, I'll put out the fire myself, you're welcome. Now we're introduced to the concept of adrenaline. When the yellow meter fills up, Spider-Man can defeat enemies with one punch, which is definitely not overpowered whatsoever. And that's the end of the level. I mean, mission. Apparently this game does missions instead of levels because it thinks it's some kind of open world game. Suddenly a giant Marvel skybeam shows up in the sky. It looks like an alien invasion of some kind. Let's go, Spider-Man.
Peter, thank you for taking time out of your school day to come to the bank with me.
It's my pleasure, Aunt May.
Oh no, it's even worse than I thought. Run, Peter, run from the old lady!
Sorry, I don't feel well.
That's definitely the last time Peter Parker will ever say that. He excuses himself to the bathroom at the perfect time. Dr. Octagon shows up with some thugs and blows the doors to the bank wide open. Dude, you know those doors were unlocked, right? You didn't have to blow them up to get inside. Seems like a waste of valuable villainous resources if you ask me. Doc Ock's thugs hold a bunch of people hostage and Peter decides that he's just not gonna deal with all that. Luckily, Spider-Man comes out of the same bathroom in the bank. What a wacky coincidence. At first I wondered if this would be a stealth mission like from the first game, but stealth isn't really a factor here whatsoever. You just gotta take out the thugs and save the hostages and find where Ock is hiding. In other words, I spent way too much time seeing how much I could glitch the enemy AI.
Police work in this city is not what it once was.
I know, right? A gas station was on fire earlier and they just stood around doing nothing. In my journey to hunt down the Octopus Man, I found some secret collectibles, including a Mario 64 red coin minigame, which is super cool. Now I see where all the budget for this game went. After saving more hostages and getting key cards and other spider-like things, we find Dr. Octorok in the precious metals vault, and finally get to see his stats. He's 6'1".
That's how old I'll be in 10 years.
Occupation, crime-obsessed nuclear physicist.
But he can do a mean cello solo.
Marital status, widowed.
He married Black Widow?
Each arm can lift 3 tons.
Does that include his human arms?
And he's mentally unstable.
Same.
If you guys thought that first boss fight against Rhino featured some intense and riveting gameplay, get ready for our first battle against the Big Bad. Intense gameplay! It turns out that's just the first phase of the fight. Phase 2 involves kicking Doc Ock in the face while his metal arms are stuck. And then when he makes the entire room electricity, you gotta stand in a safe spot and fire webs with the stop electricity lever above his head, and boom, we stopped him. But uh-oh, big problem alert. Aunt May leaves the bank with these thugs, so we gotta save her. Okay, another instruction card. Looks like we just fire webs at the wheels to stop the truck. We're also given a time limit of 3 minutes, so we gotta hurry. Oh, it only took me 20 seconds. Whew, that was close.
Thank you, Spider-Man. That's twice in one day you've saved me. Maybe I misjudged you. Have you seen my nephew, Peter?
Don't worry, ma'am. I'm sure he's just fine.
Another Marvel Skybeam appears, so let's climb up to this building to follow it, and oh, invisible wall. I guess the game doesn't want us to climb on certain walls. As Spider-Man. Thank you, game developers, I appreciate that. I hate climbing walls as Spider-Man. We head toward what is apparently West Midtown and are suddenly Peter Parker again, walking with Mary Jane.
You never did return my call yesterday.
I'm sorry. I was, helping my aunt.
Is she okay?
Yeah, she was just tied up at the bank.
Hey, he's taking my car!
Wait right here. I'll find a phone and call the police.
Peter Parker, you are one strange boy.
She almost looks like the real Kristen Dunst. Except she really doesn't at all. Spidey follows the car all the way to this random building and finds the next big bad we're gonna have to deal with, Puma.
When did you get into the stolen car business?
Since you started being dumb enough to follow any hot car back to my trap.
Oh yeah, you stole a random car when Spider-Man wasn't around, hoping that he would show up and follow the car back to your hideout. That logic sure does logic. Spidey chases Puma through his big hideout building, fighting thugs, finding secrets, and looking at cat calendars. Oh, Puma is cat, therefore cat calendars. Funny moment. I found this random thug who kept trying to shoot Spider-Man on the other side of this table, but the bullets kept hitting this chair. So I sat there and waited. And waited. And waited. And waited. Dude must have an infinity enchantment on his gun because he never has to reload. Spider-Man finds Puma and... Wait. A boss fight that actually requires knowledge of the combat mechanics of the game to beat? Wow! Oh wait, we gotta check out his stats first. His real name is Thomas Fireheart.
I guess the name Hank Waterlungs was taken.
He's a hired assassin and CEO of Fireheart Industries.
But his real passion is dancing.
Education, MBA.
They misspelled NBA.
Weaknesses, not accustomed to fighting superheroes.
So what does he normally fight? Dentists?
The mechanics of this fight are as follows. Duck, 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 punch. You thought I was gonna say goose, didn't you?
You're supposed to fall down now, Puma. Didn't you read the script?
This boss fight wasn't really that difficult, because it's only just begun. After a couple punches, Puma decides to pull a matrix and jump through the window while the camera does a quick spin around him. Super epic. And the next segment of the fight is to chase him around the rooftops and punch him, and it's definitely better than the previous boss fights, but not nearly as exciting as watching paint dry. Eventually, Spidey chases Puma to this construction building, and I think Puma drank a heart attack energy drink, because dude is just running around like crazy during this part. After defeating Puma for good, this happens.
All right, I give up. You win, Spider-Man. All that time spent fighting me, when you could have been protecting your girlfriend.
Protecting her from what? What did you do?
Me? Why, nothing. But I can't speak for Doc Ock.
Wait, how do they know Spider-Man is dating Mary Jane? Because he's not. Peter Parker is. And by that I mean Peter Parker isn't dating her either, so how would the villains know to coordinate this plan that involves stealing Mary Jane's car to distract Spider-Man, even though Spider-Man wasn't even around? So they could kidnap Mary Jane to get Spider-Man to... Yeah, I need to stop overthinking this before my brain explodes.
Something's wrong.
Yeah. Something's very wrong. I forgot to feed my pet rock and he died.
Rest in peace, my pet rock. I'm sad you're dead.
Where are you? You said you'd get the police, but no one's here. You're darn straight I'm looking for a cop. Just like you said you'd do. Where are you anyway?
Mary Jane? Hello? Mary Jane?
I wonder what could have possibly happened to her. Spider-Man very rudely bumps into as many civilians as he possibly could because he's a sociopath. There's a big explosion at Oscorp, so Spider-Man swings in to investigate. Let's see, we have a bunch of cops cowering in fear that disappear if you bump into them. Pedestrians walking around casually as armed thugs fire weapons. Oh, and the pedestrians still get upset if you bump into them even though the building just exploded. New York City sure is a wacky and wonderful place.
Why do they keep blowing doors up? What do these guys have against doors?
What do these guys have against doors?
That's what I'm saying!
Dr. Orange walks into an elevator and is such a rude guy he won't even hold the elevator for Spidey. Suddenly all the elevators open and thugs come pouring out, but that's no problem for our friendly neighborhood arachnid guy.
Spider-Man, please help me.
My oh my, where do I start? With the man in tights? Or his nerdy little friend?
Spider-Man goes up the elevator and runs into Dr. Kleiner from Half-Life.
Here's a key card.
What key card? Spider-Man runs around Oscorp and defuses some bombs because Dr. Ozymandias just loves blowing stuff up for no reason. Also, we unlock a brand new ability, Web Balls. Spidey can shoot webs at stuff to do damage now. Wait, why was Oscorp developing a web shooting device for Spider-Man? His webbing comes out of his body in this universe. None of this makes any sense.
I'm docking 2,099 points for my Spider-Man movie tie-in game realism rating.
The Oscorp levels in the first movie's game included the stealth mechanic to sneak around, and the game punished you relentlessly for getting caught. This mission doesn't have anything like that. If these robot guns see you, they'll start firing. However, the web shoot ability makes it easy to take them out. There are also some laser gates that could get in your way in these electric floors, but same as the robot guns, you just gotta shoot a thing with webs to take them out. The bomb defusing is similar to the bank boss battle from earlier. It's Simon Says. That's all I'm gonna say about it. Eventually, Spidey defuses all the bombs and finds Doc Ock, and he sure is doing some bad things by stealing all the sciencey stuff.
Be sure this shipment arrives by freight train tonight. The time frame for my experiment is more delicate than you fools seem to appreciate. And be ready to handle my spider problem if Rhino fumbles the task again.
Uh-oh, Rhino shows up again. It looks like all we gotta do is make him run into these electricity things, which the game spells out explicitly for us.
I'm gonna chisel me some spider jelly.
That is officially my least favorite sentence ever.
We stop Rhino, but we actually didn't, so now we gotta shoot these tank things to freeze him, and now he's definitely dead for good. Spider-Man takes the elevator to the top of the building, and... something seems a bit off here. Let's see. Oh, it's probably that all the buildings are floating in the sky. That's probably it. Mysterio's up to his old tricks again, that rascally fellow. You remember Mysterio, right? From the second Spider-Man movie? No, not that second Spider-Man movie. Ugh, okay, never mind. We have to swing across sky islands to break these generators that are apparently making these buildings float. While we break them, we also have to dodge Mysterio's evil robots. Okay, real talk, this Mysterio segment is really tedious and boring. The levels are large, wide open, and empty. They take a long time to traverse, and I'm getting really bored just thinking about them. You'd think the most interesting part of the game would be where Spider-Man runs around the fragments of New York City floating up into the sky, but it turns out it's the least interesting. We make it up into space and have to chase down Mysterio, dodging boulders and jumping around these crazy platforms to reach him. Eventually, we gotta shoot webs at his giant Mysterio rocket launcher machine, and then beat him up to finish this terrible, awful, no good, very bad mission.
Curse you, Spider-Man. It seems I've failed you, Dr. Octavius.
Mysterio confesses he's working with Dr. Opposite and was only distracting Spidey so he wouldn't go to the train station.
You were wasting your time with me when you should have been catching the train.
Real cute, Fishbowl. I take it he's at the train station.
But he also tells Spidey that Ock is at the train station, which defeats the entire purpose of trying to distract him in the first place. Suddenly, the illusion breaks down and Spider-Man realizes that New York City wasn't floating into space, which... yeah, I probably should have seen that coming.
There he is.
I'm sorry, there's no one allowed on this train. It's out of service.
So are you.
There's a big wave of enemies between Spidey and Ock, but the combat in this game is so bare bones and simple there was literally no way I could have died here. Seriously, I tried. The game wouldn't let me die. Next we get to what is certainly the most iconic scene in the movie, as well as one of the most iconic scenes in movie history, the big train scene. Kind of. The similarities between the game and the movie are the fact that Doc Ock and Spider-Man are fighting on a train, And that's it. So according to the instructions, we gotta shoot web balls at whatever Doc Ock throws at us while getting closer to him. So I did that and almost immediately died and had to reset. I tried again and ended up putting the game in this weird liminal state where nothing was happening. I tried attacking the foul devil and boom, it triggered a quicktime event and oops, I hit the wrong button. Literally the easiest part of the game and I messed it up. It turns out I was just being an idiot here. You're supposed to keep shooting at the trash until Doc Ock gets tired of throwing it and then it'll trigger the quicktime event. So I went through all that again and I forgot to web light to the next train car and died again. Tried again and pushed the wrong quicktime event button again.
I think my controller's broken.
Okay, tried again, and finally made some progress. This part is, you'll never guess, really tedious. You're just shooting webs at trash for 5 minutes. Eventually he starts throwing cars, and yikes, I hope those cars weren't occupied by civilians. Because if so, they are extremely dead. After finishing the, I don't know if I'd call that a battle. Encounter. That works. After finishing the encounter, Dr. Osteoporosis jumps off the train and it derails and falls to the ground. Okay, now I'm really angry. They messed up the most iconic part. I love watching Doc Ock run during the in-engine cutscenes. He looks freaking ridiculous scuttling around.
That's right, Spidey. Come into my web.
All right, Doc. Maybe handling this a little sneaky-like will save some wear and tear on the Spidey threads.
Spidey talks like he's supposed to be stealthy, but there's nothing incentivizing the player to sneak around, so I ended up just running around like normal. Unfortunately, I accidentally cornered myself in this spot where I was supposed to get rid of these turrets before getting here, and long story short, Spider-Man is dead. Rest in peace, Spider-Man. We'll miss watching you eat all those spiders in your big movies. This warehouse section is about as good as a final mission could be in a Spider-Man 2 the movie the game PC version. It's more running around, fighting thugs, and shooting webs at turrets and getting stuck at really weird puzzles that should be simple but don't make any sense. We get to this crazy part where 5 of the big brute thugs attack us all at once. At first I thought this would be the first truly challenging combat segment of the game, but after taking 3 of the thugs out, the rest run away like little babies because Doc Ock's power of the sun in the palm of his hand starts making the whole place quake violently. Dr. Omnibus is noticing the crazy readings on his crazy experiment, while also reading an article about Spider-Man on one of his monitors for some reason. We find Mary Jane in what is genuinely one of the best and most insane cutscenes I've ever seen that I'm just gonna play in its entirety.
Mary Jane, you all right?
Thank you. If you hadn't shown up, I don't know what would.
Thank me later, will you? You gotta get out of here now.
Gotcha, you menace.
Taking Mary Jane was a big mistake, Ock.
Spider-Man! You won't disrupt my work again.
We better make like a tree
And what, Spider-Man? And what?
You've meddled with my experiment for the last time, Spider-Man.
Dr. Octavius, let's not do anything crazy.
Why is the camera so close to Spider-Man's booty?
We have very clear instructions here. Spidey shoots blue things with web and beats up Dr. Organic.
Now you'll pay for it, once and for all.
Think again, Squidly.
Oh snap, you sure got him. There's not much else to say about this boss fight, it's very simple.
Dr. Octavius, your experiment has failed. Many lives will be lost unless we stop it. Tell me how, please.
Good heavens, my boy. What have I done?
Doc Ock saves the world by sacrificing himself. Spidey saves MJ, and we get to hear a really off-key heavy metal cover of the classic Spider-Man theme.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man, does whatever a spider can.
Spider-Man 2, the movie the game PC version, is one of the worst games I've ever played. It fails on nearly every front. The animations are clunky, the voice acting is on par with the first game, and no, that is not a compliment, and worst of all, you can't go back and play through any missions in the game. This game is a complete downgrade from the first.
So I guess that's all there is to it. Wait, I'm definitely forgetting something. Oh right, the open world segment.
Once you finish the game, there's an option to run around in free play in New York City. You have to load your previous save file and boom, there you go, it's free play time. It's nice to see that the Toxico gas station was rebuilt. Still think they should rebrand to something a little less environmentally hateful, but beggars can't be choosers. So what is free play mode all about? Glad you asked. There's a robust variety of challenges we can complete, such as collecting red coins, swinging through red rings. That's it? Yeah, I'm not exaggerating, there's not much else to do here. There was this one interesting mission where a criminal stole a woman's purse and we had to bring it back, but when I tried to bring it back, the woman disappeared. Did I win? Or did I just send a random civilian to the back rooms? The first game did the purse rescue mission better.
Thank you so much. You saved my life.
Last but not least, and what turned out to be my favorite moment from the game, I noticed this woman walking and decided to follow her around to see what kind of hijinks she got up to, and she started walking to this pole. I stood here absolutely befuddled at the broken AI in this game, and then this dude did the exact same thing. So yeah, I kind of just stood there and watched them for an hour, and that was probably the most fun I've ever had in a Spider-Man 2 PC movie sequel game in my entire life. Okay, to end on a positive note, I'll just say this game wasn't all bad. I found some of the cutscenes entertaining, and the swinging mechanic was better than the first game. The combat could have used some tweaking, but the controls were straightforward and simple, making it easy for any child, father, mother, grandparent, uncle, aunt, cousin, niece, nephew, etc. to pick up this game and give it a shot.
So overall, this game is a ton of fun and I really enjoyed my time with it. It was genuinely fantastic, a thrilling ride unlike anything I've ever experienced. I would definitely recommend this game to anyone and everyone. And before you ask, no, Tobey Maguire did not just walk into the room and start pointing a gun at me and threatening to shoot me if I don't say something positive about this game at the end because he gets a residual check every time somebody plays it. Why would you even ask me that? Send help.